Morning everybody, how you guys doing? This is Johnny Liardis here, your success strategist, and I'm sitting here at my office during the holidays. We closed actually last week, and the question I'm asking is, I'm busy working on strategy. I'm busy working on strategy for my organization, and I'm busy working on strategy for the individual companies within the organization, but most of all I'm working on strategy for myself. And they say if you want a good quality of life, you've got to ask yourself good quality questions. Okay? So the questions I ask is every single day during holiday time when my office closes. It's not the fact that I stop working, I start working on the business instead of in the business, which I don't consider this work. I consider this as dreaming, as setting goals and planning for a greater life out there. So the question that you should be asking is, what do I want? What do I want? Okay, and I want to speak to you about business. What do I want in my business? Where do I want to go in my business? Okay, and you know, I get a client every year. Every year I come and I do his financial statements. He is actually chosen only to be a client of our accounting firm. Okay, so one of my companies is an accounting company, but he has chosen only to be a client of that. He hasn't chosen any strategy planning, mentoring of his staff or anything like that in our organization. But every single year, I don't see a change. All what I hear is, I say to him, so how are you doing? I'm doing very bad. How is the business? Very bad. It's a matter of time before they close me. It's a matter of time before I'm out on the street. But this has been going on for 3 years, if not more. So what that clearly tells me is he has no strategy. And you got to have a strategy. You got to understand. And part of having a strategy is understanding what is working and what's not working. I call accounting accountability. I hold you accountable to your strategy, to your goals, to your dreams. Now, if we're doing the books for this individual and he's not making the money, he's not living the life that he wants to live, then the question is, what strategy does he have? And the other question is it working? It's definitely not working. Okay, so that means you got to change your strategy and you got to build something and test it and keep trying, keep going, and it has to be calculated. But it's called frequency of strategy. Okay, so you must do something, you must measure it. Is it working? Is it not measured? And no one strategy will ever work for a long period of time because the world is changing so quickly. You know, people say, I have this 5-year plan. It is impossible that a plan that you've decided today will work 5 years from now. Never, ever, ever. It will never work, okay? You've got to be constantly adapting and changing and innovating in business. And that is what a good strategy is. So what does that mean for you? It means for you is you've got to ask the questions in the next 30 days, as you get into the 15th of January, whenever your firms are opening, you've got to ask the question, what do I want out of 2017? What do I want to achieve? Okay, for me as an individual, do I want more time at the office? Do I want more free time? Do I want more money to do what I want to do? Then that's great saying that, but now you've got to ask yourself, what's the strategy on how am I going to get that? Because I did a clip yesterday about saying that people dream a big life. They want a big dream, but they're not living a big life. So your life must be in correlation to your dream, and then you must have a plan, and based on that plan there must be action. So a good strategy without action or without accountability means absolutely zero. You might as well not have done the strategy, okay, because it means nothing. As soon as you decide something, you got to implement, you got to take action straight away. If you read the greatest guys in business, what they do is they implement fast. They'll go to a seminar, they'll read a book, they'll look at this might work for me, this might not work for me, make a decision, implement, put it into strategy, go for it. 3 months later, 2 weeks later, 1 day later, whatever strategy it is, they're going to look and say, is this working for me, is this not working for me? What of this is working, let me use this. What of this is not working, let me correct it or get rid of it. Bam, that's how you decide. That's how you do business. That's the one thing I keep on doing when I'm going into companies on a monthly basis. I'm kicking their asses to tell them, is this thing working? Is it not working? Change, get innovative. What's the new thing we're going to do this month? Because people overestimate what they can do in 12 months and underestimate what they can do in a lifetime. Momentum is power. It's about taking action every single day. So what's important in your business right now is you got to put a plan together. Okay, you got to, and the best way to look at a plan is look at your numbers. What are your numbers saying? Are you making a loss or are you making profit? Is there enough cash flow? Is there not enough cash flow? Do you want to expand? If you want to expand, what is that cash flow? What is the projections? Where are you going to get that cash flow from in your business to expand? Okay. Do you want to sell? Do you want to buy? If you're going to sell, what's the selling price that you want to sell? There's so many questions that you've got to ask. Remember, good quality of life depends on the type of questions you're asking yourself. So that's what you've got to do. Ask yourself some good questions in order to build a good strategy. Then you got to test that strategy, and then you got to take action on that strategy. If you're not willing to take action, rather don't waste your time. Rather go watch a movie and don't put a strategy into place in your business. But let me tell you this, without a strategy, you are wishful thinking that your business is going to do well in 2017. And you can't leave it to chance. You can't leave it to chance. God has given us ability in order to respond, in order to take action, in order to think, in order to process, in order to build something that we have in our mind. I call this the invisible. Okay, so you've got to make the invisible visible. So whatever ideas that are going through your mind right now or in the future, then you've got to say, do I want this bad enough? Yes, I do want this. Now you've got to ask yourself, how am I going to get this? And then you've got to ask yourself, what am I willing to sacrifice to get this? Does this make sense? Okay, what am I willing to sacrifice to get this? And then if you know that, because that's the why. If you know why you want this, the why will drive anyhow. You will find a way if you know why. Okay, so I want to leave you with this. Build a strategy in the next 15 days, 30 days. Build a strategy. Okay, ask yourself some good quality questions. The most important question is to ask yourself, what do I want? Not what do I have to do, what do I want? Go after what you want in life. Then build a strategy, and it's not going to be perfect. Don't go for perfection, go for momentum. Okay, and out of that strategy there must be actions. You must be constantly taking actions towards it. There must be accountability. That means it must be measurable, as on a weekly basis, monthly basis. The greatest companies in the world know their numbers quickly. They know their numbers, how much sales they did in an hour, how much sales they did in a day, how much sales they did in a week, what were the expenses in a week, in a day, and that in a month. Month is the maximum. You can't go longer than a month to know your numbers. You're not running a business then. You're not running a business. If you're waiting for 12 months to know your numbers, you're not running a business. You've got to know your numbers monthly. If you're not weekly, if not daily, you've got to know your numbers. Okay? So build that strategy and have fun with it. Let it get excited. The one thing is when you say, what do I want? It must make you excited. You must get excited going after what you want. Okay, so get excited about that. So with that, guys, go out there, ask yourself some good questions, build a strategy, and don't forget, this is Johnny Liadis, and I will see you at the top. Live your greatness. Thank you very much. Cheers.